Baron Vaughn, my friend since I started comedy, my homie. I'm so proud of you. Welcome to DBL. Before we get into all the particulars with your new show, which I promise we will, I have to ask a question that I feel is kind of important. How are you right now with all this craziness happening in the world?
Yeah, well, I don't think there's actually an easy answer to that question. It's a very uncomfortable time, to say the least, but there's a part of me that feels strangely optimistic about it. I have hope, even though there are many horrible things happening left and right. But besides that, luckily I got my family, and that's what keeps me sane.
All right, Baron, I saw your super dope show coming out on Syfy called The Great Debate. Now, it pits celebrities and they're arguing about pop culture subjects. I love this. This feels like what happens after a show when you're just sitting around arguing about stuff that we all care about. So give me an example, like a topic, like a debate that we might see.
That's exactly right, Al. That's the tone. That's the feel that we're going for. That kind of feeling of friends just kind of cutting up about all kinds of different things. This is a very nerd culture, pop culture-y kind of show. So we're all over the world of comic books, comic book movies, video games, sci-fi and fantasy.
What's cuter, Baby Yoda or a baby Miyagi?
That's cool. I'll tell you what, I actually got a chance to interview DMC from Run DMC because he has a comic book, and it was at Comic-Con last year in Denver. Yeah, and I had to park kind of in a neighborhood because it was obviously packed, and I saw a bunch of people in full costume having to walk through a really rough part of Denver, and it was just cool to see like superheroes without their powers. I was like, oh, that's Wonder Woman that's scared to get out of her car. All right, now Baron, you also have another show, and I want to get to it really quickly. It's super cool. It's called The New Negroes. You blend music and stand-up comedy, and with everything going on in the world of culture, black culture, American culture, tell us how that's important.
The whole point of the show was to amplify black voices, but also to show that there is no monolith when it comes to blackness. It was a world, if you will, a space that I wanted to create to let black comics just talk, and not have to be black comics, but just be comics. But right now, luckily, me and Open Mike Eagle are doing a show called Call and Response, which is a bit of a talk show kind of a situation, but it's the same thing as New Negroes, except that we're talking about a lot of the issues that are happening, and we're talking to academics as well as comics.
I love it. Baron Vaughn, you were born to host this show, The Great Debate, premiering on the Syfy Network tonight. You guys check it out. Baron, I love you. When you're in Denver, come into studio. I will come get you from your hotel if you don't.
You'll know I will do that, Al. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. I'll see you soon, man.